The Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl with a chance to spoil a potential post-game proposal between the Pfizer Prince and the NFL's Princess. And all it took was adding arguably the best running back in the league to their roster. Why doesn't everyone just do that? Of course, that's oversimplifying it. But Philadelphia went from a great running team to an elite one from last year to this year, landing top 5 or better in just about every relevant rushing stat. The addition of Saquon Barkley has only made their identity stronger, and nowhere has that been more obvious than in these playoffs. But at times in the conference championship game against Washington, it seemed the Commanders were just getting that memo. Let's take a look at Philly's very first play from scrimmage, where Barkley got free for a 60-yard touchdown. The Eagles come out in a compact formation, with Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith bunched up on the left side. The Commanders start with a single high safety and appear to be playing cover one man with a press corner on Brown. I think Hurts might have seen what was happening because after catching eyes with Smith and communicating with Barkley, he sets Smith in motion and his matchup follows him. Suddenly, the entire left side of the field is wide open and Philly has a perfect play called. It all starts with Brown's crack block here. His DB freezes at the snap, letting AJ stop the linebacker and get Philly's left tackle and tight end pulling around him to get downfield and block smaller DBs. Both Jordan Mailata and Goddard do a great job opening up a luxurious and wide hallway for Barkley to get going through. When the safety crashes down just a little too aggressively, he makes a move and the rest is history. Throughout much of the game, Washington appeared to want to jam Brown and Smith up at the line while trying to pressure Jalen Hurts into mistakes. Essentially, invite the one-on-ones to the best receivers and bait Hurts into high-leverage passes while under duress, rather than giving him an easy decision to hand it off to Barkley. I don't think it was a bad strategy on paper. Hurts has been one of the very worst passers under pressure this year, grading as the 41st best QB in these situations, better than only Jameis Winston and Tyler Huntley. The philosophy then might have been, yeah, AJ Brown is incredible, but Hurts still has to get him the ball, so let's make that exchange as difficult as possible. And to be fair to them, they executed on a proof of concept in the first half with this fantastic man coverage rep from Marshawn Lattimore. Even without the pressure, the length of the field acts as an extra defender here because Hurts has to move off Brown when he's run out of space to throw to. From here, Hurts has nowhere to go and throws it away. On the run side, I regularly saw them keep linebackers around the middle of the second level, acting both as spies or as bodies that can crash the gaps when they see run. And had they only faced zone runs up the middle, this might have worked brilliantly. Over and over, I saw Philly get stuffed running up the middle. But the thing is, Washington essentially ran out of guys then to protect the outside, and a reactionary second level defense made them all the more susceptible to power runs with pulling linemen, letting blockers get past the line of scrimmage more easily. The more I've thought about it, the more impactful I've found Barkley's 60-yard touchdown. Yeah, I mean, it was literally worth 6 points, but I also think it gave the Eagles a lot of confidence in knowing where Washington might be vulnerable right from the jump, as opposed to getting into a chess match with them throughout the first half. Let's take a look at Barkley's second touchdown. The Eagles are on the 4-yard line, so the defense will naturally be more compact and want to stop a top receiver like Brown from getting free on something like a fade. But check out how both Philly's play design and Barkley's vision work together in tandem to take advantage of Washington's overcommitment to the middle and desire to lock down Brown. Frankie Louvu tries to make an aggressive play here, shooting for the middle to get Barkley in the backfield, but by doing so, he leaves the entire right side of the formation open since Washington puts 7 of their 11 on the other side. All the while, the cornerback is helpless, taking Brown towards the middle of the end zone as Barkley goes the other way to score. And credit to Barkley more than anything here, because this touchdown doesn't happen without that deadly first step to get away from a crashing Louvu. I also wanted to highlight this touchdown run from Hurts, where Barkley plays the role of lead blocker for his quarterback. Here, we see how Washington's middle linebacker strategy was taken advantage of. While everybody else laser focuses on their matchup and man coverage, the linebackers are stuck in no man's land, watching the backfield and guarding, well, nothing. Check out center Cam Jurgens doubles with the left guard, and then moves to the second level at Jeremy Chin, who is still backing up as the big boy comes towards him. All the while, Barkley is passing the line of scrimmage by the time Luvu reacts to what's going on. In a way, Barkley is acting as a pulling lineman on this play, getting ahead of steam to attack his man beyond the line of scrimmage. The Eagles countered to Washington's defense, targeted the backers they put on islands, and took the man coverage DBs out of the play. Other times, Philly just used pulling linemen to flip the strength of their formation when Washington added more defenders to those sides. Here, the Commanders start with their tackle directly over the center, and so they have 6 guys on the right side and 4 on the left. This time, when the Eagles motion, nobody follows Smith, but check out how this DB starts backing off to give a cushion to the speedster. It also leaves just 1 defender in the second level on this same side. Then, with the pulling lineman at the snap, the Eagles move 2 more of their guys from the left to the right. So, before Barkley even got the ball, Philly changed the equation from 5 guys on the left and 3 on the right to 2 guys on the left and now 6 guys on the right, not counting the center. Washington can't react fast enough, and Barkley racks up another 20 on his way to a 118-yard day. For the Eagles to get payback in the Super Bowl this year, they'll need to lean on Barkley. Philadelphia is both second in rushing yards per game and per attempt this postseason, and average more than 3 rushing touchdowns per game, a mark that clears the next closest playoff team by a full score. Barkley himself hit over 2,000 yards and was named a finalist in MVP voting this year. While he didn't eclipse Eric Dickerson's single-season rushing record, he did have a slightly better yards per attempt average than Dickerson at 5.8 compared to his 5.6. No doubt, the Eagles' defense against Patrick Mahomes will be a major storyline, but Philadelphia will still obviously need to score against a pretty stout Chiefs unit in their own right. And while Philly has plenty of talent at the quarterback, wide receiver, and tight end positions, I think Barkley will be the key to this entire thing. His ability, gravity, and explosiveness will be what unlocks everything else for this Eagles team. Crazy to think that just a year ago, he was toiling away in meaningless games on one of the most hopeless teams in the league. Now, Barkley has a chance to raise the stock of running backs everywhere and play in the biggest game of his career. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please remember to give it a like if you did enjoy it, and please consider subscribing to the channel so you can catch the next one. Thanks. Bye.